Oh, Trina is calling me. Hi, Trina. Okay, Pat, is there a way that you can resend Trina the link for the Zoom? She's not, she's not able to find it. Okay.
It's on the top of the agenda.
Do you have a copy of the a digital copy of the agenda, Trina, or just a paper copy?
It should be on both.
Hi, Michelle. Are you able to hear me? Pretty much everybody on Zoom. I'll just explain. Obviously, we've made some changes. Things look a little bit different this evening. We've had positive cases of the COVID-19 within city staff, and we have people quarantined. So we're really trying to make some adjustments here since yesterday, as far as how we're conducting the meeting. So this evening, I'm in the City Council chambers with Clerk Pat Gable, and we have Lisa here helping us with the broadcast and the Zoom as well. And we have one citizen present as well to watch the meeting. So we're going to be flying by the seat of our pants a little bit. If there are issues or if you lose the audio feed or whatever, we have more than enough for a quorum, but just raise your hand, and I'm going to try to pay attention to the video monitor here as much as I can and keep tabs on people. I'll try to take things very slowly to make sure we can understand who's making a motion, a second, etc. So thank you for your patience and understanding this evening.
I think Michelle is frozen. Hi, Trina.
There's Trina.
Hello.
Hi, Trina, and your puppy.
Hello. Hello, Paul. Hello, Michael. Hello, Katie. And Pete. Mom, hi. Katie. Ian.
Can you hear me all right, Trina?
I can hear you well.
Okay, great. If everyone can just remain muted until we have to, take a vote or whatever, that will help reduce feedback as well. So we've got everybody that we need right now, I think, so let's get started. It is 6:35. I'm Mayor Tom here to call to order this meeting of the Columbus Common Council. It's our regular meeting for Tuesday, November 17th, 2020. Again, we have pretty much everybody participating via Zoom this evening with the exception of myself and Clerk Pat Gable, and we have Lisa in here to help us with the technical side of things. When you're ready, could you please take a roll call for us, Pat?
Adams,
Present.
Gray,
Present.
McCabe,
Here.
Pfeifferone,
Here.
Reed, Ryan,
Yeah,
I'm here.
okay, Ryan,
Here.
and Tom.
I'm here. Thank you. We got through that. Let's.
Right off the bat.
Yes.
Right off the bat, it's really difficult to hear count.
Okay. All right, let's please stand if able for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This meeting has been noticed in accordance with state statutes and local ordinances. The next item is to approve the agenda for the evening. One thing to note that we will probably want to edit is item number 7 under new business reads consider and take on the claim, which should read consider and take action on the claim. So I'd like to correct that as we approve the agenda. Are there any other alterations or deletions from the council on the agenda? Mike McCabe?
I'm sorry, I was stretching my hand, I'm sorry. I'll try to watch that.
Okay. All right, if there are no alterations or deletions, I'll take a motion to approve the agenda with that one edit on item number 7.
Alder Gray will move to approve the agenda with the edit on line number 7.
Adams seconds.
All right, we have a motion from Gray and a second from Adams to approve the agenda with the edit. Is there any discussion on the motion? If there's no further discussion, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Is anyone opposed? The agenda is approved. Thank you. We'll move on to item number 5, correspondence and communications. We do have 2 people that had notified Pat in advance that they would like to participate via Zoom. What I would ask is, would you like to make a comment under citizen comment, or are you here to answer questions for the agenda item? JD?
Just the agenda item, you and I discussed something else, so you can talk to them later about that.
Okay, so you're here to answer questions?
Yeah, on the donation.
Okay, thank you, JD.
Okay.
And do we have the other person that was signed up? I see the CWN PDET. Is that Beth Renee?
No.
Okay. Did you wish to make a comment?
No, I'm from the paper,
Oh, okay, okay,
so I'm just here, right?
okay. Thank you. All right, so we will take comments from JD if there's questions during agenda item number 2. Was there anyone present this evening that wanted to make any citizen comment? Okay. Seeing none, we will move on to the consent agenda. On the consent agenda, we have the council and committee of the whole meeting minutes for November 3rd, 2020, the public hearing, the regular, and the committee of the whole meeting, and also an application for operators licenses for the term of July 1st, 2020 to June 30th, 2022. I believe we have one name in the packet for the operator's license, and that is Christopher G. Roth. Were there any other additional? Okay, so it's just that one name. Unless there's any questions on the consent agenda, I'll take a motion to approve as submitted.
Alder Piper has a question.
Okay, go right ahead, Alder Pyfron.
I don't know if this is, we should have, caught this before we approve the agenda or not, but is it council and committee of the whole minutes 11:3? Would that have now been 11:2?
That is a good catch.
Was 11/2, was that the Monday? Okay.
That is correct.
Or I just caught it now?
All right, so we'll correct that date to the 2nd.
Okay.
The date is correct on the actual minutes. It was just on the agenda incorrectly. So good catch, Paul. All right. Are there any other questions on the consent agenda? If none, I'll entertain a motion to approve.
Alder Piper will make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Alder Gray will second.
Okay, we have a motion from Pyferon, a second from Alder Gray to approve the consent agenda as presented with the correction of the date on the agenda. Any discussion on the motion? If there's no discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Is anyone opposed? The consent agenda is approved. Thank you. We'll move on to new business item number 1, which is to consider and take action on resolution naming Columbus Water and Light as the authorized representative to file the DNR lead service line fund applications. There is a resolution that was in the packet that was reviewed at our last committee of the whole meeting. It's resolution 26-20. Authorized representative to file applications for financial assistance from the state of Wisconsin Environmental Improvement Fund. Are there any questions on the resolution? If there are no questions on the resolution, I'll entertain a motion to approve resolution 26-20.
I make a motion to approve the resolution 26-20, naming the CWL as authorized representative to file for DNR lead service line funding application.
Alder Gray.
All right, we have a motion from Ryan and a second from Gray to approve resolution 26-20, naming Columbus Water and Light as the authorized representative to file the DNR lead service line funding applications. Is there any discussion on the motion? If there's no further discussion, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Is anyone opposed? Motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. All right, we'll move on to new business number 2. Consider and take action on the donation of Christmas decorations from the CDDC and the Chamber of Commerce Beautification Fund. There was a little updated information, and there's a certified resolution that was in the packet, which shows the two groups, the signatures needed for the funding out of a shared fund. So that was new information updated from the last packet. We do have J.D. Milburn available for any questions on the donation, but this was reviewed at the last committee of the whole. Does the council have any questions for J.D. on the donation? Trina?
Oh, Reed was just wondering how easy or difficult this is to install for the workers.
Well,
Michelle's on here, she would know more about that than I would. I'm just more the keeper of the funds to make sure that everybody does everything legal, because we have people running rampant. I actually think that they were installed today, Trina. Michelle was probably on a slug of emails. I don't know.
They were not installed today. They're waiting for the official, this evening. The crews are planning to put everything up tomorrow, and they don't anticipate having any problems.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Michelle. All right, unless there's any further questions on the donation, I'd like a motion to accept the garland donation decorations from the CDDC Chamber of Commerce Beautification Fund.
Adams moves to accept the donation from CDDC/Chamber of Commerce.
Reed seconds.
Okay, we have a motion from Adams and a second from Reed to accept the garland donation from the CDDC and the Chamber of Commerce. Is there any discussion on the motion? If there's no discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
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 Is anyone opposed? Seeing no opposition, the motion passes. Thanks again for the donation to the Chamber and the CDDC, and also to Water and Light for helping install the decorations for the holiday season.
We have some more coming. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to new business number 3. Consider and take action on the Rotary Park electrical outlet donation. Again, this is similar to the last item. It's accepting a donation. There is electricity service being added to the pavilion at the Rotary Park. This is a donation from the Rotary Club. It looks like there's going to be an outlet and some LED strip lighting possibly installed down there. Are there any questions on this donation? Trina? Trina, you need to unmute yourself.
Thank you. I was trying to recall from last time, was there going to be a way to lock the, so there'll be an option not to have the lights on?
It says in the packet that a proposal for a light timer would help reduce cost. Currently, there are 2 shelters with lighting in our parks, one being in Fireman's and one at Davies Park. Neither are on a timer, but since it is a city-owned building, if that's the wish of the city, they certainly can put a timer on the lights if that's going to lead to cost savings. So,
Thank you.
any additional questions on the donation? If there are none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the Rotary Park electrical outlet donation from the Rotary Club.
Alder Piper will make a motion to approve the Rotary Park electrical outlet donation.
Alder Gray will second.
Okay, we have a motion from Piperone, a second from Gray to approve the Rotary Park electrical outlet donation. Is there any discussion on the motion? If there's no discussion, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Seeing no opposition, motion passes. Thank you, and thanks again for the donation from the Rotary Club. We'll move on to item number 4, which is consider and take action on the disposal of surplus equipment, 2 police squads. Dennis Weiner had presented this to us at the last committee of the whole. We'd been waiting on the purchase of the 2 new squad cars, which are being received by the department, and so this would be getting rid of the 2 vehicles that we're replacing, and Dennis is asking for permission to dispose of these city assets via the online auction. Didn't seem to be a lot of questions on this at the last meeting, but are there any questions this evening? We do have Chief Dennis with us this evening. I see no questions. If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to dispose of the surplus equipment, the 2 police squads.
Alder Gray, Alder Gray will make a motion to dispose of the surplus equipment, the 2 police squads.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion from Gray and a second from Ryan to approve the disposal of the surplus equipment to police squads. Is there any discussion on the motion?
Good luck, Dennis.
Thank you.
There's no further discussion. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? Motion passes. Thanks again, Dennis. Thanks for joining us this evening, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to item number 5, which is consider and take action on the garbage recycling fees. As part of the budget process this year, we revealed that there was kind of a shortfall in the fund for our garbage and recycling services, which is currently at $168 annually. That goes on your property tax bill. It's the budget fund 230 for solid waste and recycling. There were 3 different recommendations that the city administrator proposed to the council at the last committee of the whole, and it seemed like there was clear consensus to go with the option, recommended option with a 9.5% increase, which would bring the per dwelling cost from $168 to $184 per dwelling for that fund. Kyle is with us on Zoom if anyone has any extra questions. Is there any discussion? If there is no discussion or questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the garbage and the increase in the garbage and recycling fees for 2021.
Atlas moves to approve the rate increase for the garbage and recycling fees for 2021.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Adams and a second from Ryan to approve the rate increase for the garbage and recycle fees for 2021 to $184 per dwelling. Is there any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, could we please take a roll call on this one, Pat?
Gray,
Aye.
McCabe,
Aye.
Pifferone,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Ryan,
Aye.
Adams.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Motion passes. Thank you. All right, we'll move on to item number 6. Consider and take action on the Knights of Columbus proposal and agreement. It looks like there was some updated information from the last committee of the whole. There was some discussion about including the quincentennial fund, which is a balance of $3,624.19 that would be transferred to the Knights of Columbus for maintenance, future maintenance of the statue that was received with the statue when it was transferred to the city years ago. So staff has shared the draft agreement with the Knights of Columbus and to date has not received any comments or feedback about this. I believe what we're looking for this evening is action to approve this agreement so a signature can be obtained from the Knights of Columbus. Is that correct, Paul Johnson? Okay, Paul's nodding his head and signifying that that's correct. Are there any questions on this from the council? Matt, did you have a question?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that I reached out to Mike Walsh again today. I emailed them the draft agreement last week, and he indicated they would be getting together with their the subcommittee they had for the statute, and I have not heard anything back. And I left them a message again this afternoon, just saying, just wondering if they've reviewed the draft agreement. It sounded like Mike reviewed it and didn't really have any major issues with it, but being that the committee was going to review it, I just wanted to make the council aware of that. So.
Okay, thank you for that update, Matt. Again, I think with approval, then the agreement can be extended for them to review. If there's any concerns, we hear back, but otherwise staff can pretty much take care of the rest of the process. So unless there's any further questions, take an action, or I would take a motion to approve the Knights of Columbus proposal and agreement. Oh, sorry, Ian, did you have a question?
Just one, it's kind of nitpicky, but in the agreement, it says that the city shall convey the statute to the Knights at no cost on item number 1, but then in item number 2, it says that the Knights shall be solely responsible for removing the statue from its present location on city property and relocating the statue on property owned by the Knights. There will be cost involved with that, so in my mind, it would be better to add in the verbiage that they will be responsible for the cost of that, since we're saying that we're conveying it at no cost. One could interpret that we're paying for them to move it.
Do you have some specific language that you can suggest? Paul?
If you add the words "to the city" at the end of the first sentence in the first paragraph, that should take care of it, I think.
Did you hear that, Ian?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that would make sense. It would just clarify things a little bit more so that, they can't seek any sort of cost or damages later.
Okay. Is the council okay with adding those 3 words to the first sentence? I see everyone shaking their head. Is anyone opposed to adding that language? Okay. With that, then I would entertain a motion to approve the Knights of Columbus proposal and agreement with the addition of the verbiage in item number 1 to add "to the city."
Alder Graywood moves to approve the proposal from the Knights of Columbus with the before mentioned edit to item number 1.
Okay, we have a motion from Gray and a second from Pfeiffer-Owen to approve the Knights of Columbus proposal in agreement with the edit in the language on item number 1 to add "to the city" at the end of the first sentence. Is there any further discussion on the motion? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Is anyone opposed? Seeing no opposition, the motion passes. Thank you. We'll move on to item number 7, which is consider and take action on the claim of Alliant Energy Union served on the city October 27th, 2020. We did have some discussion on this, and I believe it was the consensus of the council to deny that claim. So I would ask Attorney Johnson what the appropriate motion is. Is it as simple as someone making a motion to deny the claim of Alliant Credit Union served on the city on that date? Is that appropriate?
That is appropriate, except please use the word "disallow."
Disallow, okay. Are there any questions from the council for City Attorney Johnson on this? If there are no further questions.
I don't have the caption in front of me. Can you please give me some backstory?
Sorry, Paul, could you repeat that?
I don't have the path in front of me. What's the backstory? What am I missing?
I'll allow Paul Johnson to give you the abbreviated summary of this.
It's really hard to give an abbreviated summary, but basically the current owner of Lot 2 of Columbus Commerce Center plat has filed a notice of claim against the city under Section 89380 of the statute, seeking reimbursement for about $100,000 and some change of real estate taxes that were paid by the claimant to the city, and the city then turned around and gave those real estate tax payments as increment to Columbus Commerce Center LLC pursuant to the development agreement that that we have with Columbus Commerce Center for the plaque under TIF 3. The claimant is Alliant Credit Union, the current owner of Lot 2. They believe that because the city was aware of massive litigation going on between it and the then president and the then owner of Lot 2, that we should have turned over the real estate tax payments as increment to Alliance Credit Union, although under our agreement for the reimbursement of increment, the increment goes to Columbus Commerce Center LLC regardless of which party pays the actual taxes, which is something they do not understand or comprehend. So they have filed a claim against the city, and the city needs to deny this claim so that they can decide to sue the city if they so wish.
Thank you.
Well done, Attorney Johnson. All right, are there any further questions on this? If there are no further questions, I'll entertain a motion to disallow the claim of Alliant Energy Credit Union served on the city October 27th, 2020.
Alder Gray will move to disallow the claim of Alliant Credit Union served on the city on October 27th, 2020.
Reed seconds.
Okay, we have a motion from Gray and a second from Reed to disallow the claim of Alliant Credit Union served on the city October 27th, 2020. Is there any discussion on the motion? If there's no further discussion, all those in favor, please say aye.
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 Is anyone opposed? With no opposition, the motion passes. Thank you. We'll move on to item number 8, which is consider and take action on claims in the amount of $233,766.10. Was there any questions this evening on the claims? I see no questions. If there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the claims in the amount read.
Alder Piper will make a motion to approve the claims in the amount read.
Adams seconds.
A motion from Pyfron, a second from Adams to approve the claims as submitted in the amount read. Is there any discussion on the motion? Seeing no further discussion, we'll please take a roll call on this one, Pat.
McCabe,
Aye.
Piperone,
Aye.
Reed,
Aye.
Ryan,
Aye.
Adams,
Aye. I think that was Adams.
Gray.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you, Pat. All right, we'll move on to the report of city officers. We have Administrator Elvison with us on Zoom. Kyle, did you have any comments this evening or not?
I just have a few brief comments. I touch on some, kind of important things right now. Hayward Street project, that's substantially complete now. The concrete is complete and the paving's done. I think the remaining work is primarily related to the restoration and some of the finishing details. But I think it looks really great out there right now. And on the financial side, the preliminary results look like the project should come in within the contingency range that we established, so that's good news as well. And I think there will be a wrap-up change order and the final special assessment details coming in the next few meetings. And as you know, we did close City Hall to the general public for City Hall business in the past few weeks, similar to this spring. We're still maintaining access right now for public meetings to meet that statutory requirement. We are looking at some alternate viewing locations that might satisfy the same thing, but stay tuned for more details on that. I'm not sure how long we're going to remain closed to the public, but I don't think there's going to be a change coming very soon. In a directly related issue, this wave of COVID has really kind of squarely hit the city pretty hard. Tonight, as we speak, 1 out of every 4 city employees is either quarantined or isolated after an exposure or positive COVID result. So we're continuing to provide the essential services, but our capacity is certainly a little bit limited and has been impacted. On a positive note, a lot of the people that have had those exposures or positive results are getting towards the end of their quarantine or isolation period. So in the next few days, we might receive additional staff back as long as they're healthy and symptom-free, and that will, sort of backfill and relieve the strain somewhat. So I'm just hopeful that we can continue to see no serious complications among our staff that have been impacted. And then I also hope the council and the residents of Columbus can stay safe and just healthy during this wave of the pandemic. It certainly seems to have a stronger presence right now. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Kyle. I didn't prepare any remarks specifically about COVID, but again, to kind of jump on what Kyle said, I think everybody is very aware that this wave of COVID has definitely been hitting Wisconsin and definitely our community as well. And I have received some emails from some residents that are insisting that the city has not done enough. I think it's obvious. We've had some conversations in the last month about a variety of things within the city. Obviously, we'll be continuing to talk about those at the staff level about what can or cannot be done to help slow things down. But again, we just need to please beg the community to try to be as safe as possible, to stay at home and try to help get us through this very powerful wave of COVID we're seeing right now. I think it's affected virtually everyone, every aspect of their life. So I did get a little information I wanted to share with you tonight from Clerk Gable about the election that occurred on November 3rd. We had 3,450 registered voters in the city of Columbus, and we had 3,130 ballots that were voted, which comes to 90.7% voter turnout for the city of Columbus, which I think is probably a new record for us here in recent history anyway. So good job to the voters of the city of Columbus. We had 1,039 voters at the polls on Election Day, including 205 Election Day registrations, and we had 2,091 early voters with absentees. The Department of Administration population for 2020 is 5,173, and the DOA's estimated eligible voters is 3,979 people. So just wanted to share that data with you. Also wanted to thank you for your patience this evening in getting through something that's a bit challenging to be here by myself, but I need to have the technology to make sure that we can have a meeting in this fashion. I will be working with Kyle and probably Council President Ryan this week to work on the logistics for the meeting that we had scheduled next week for the public hearing on the budget. That will be next Tuesday. Obviously, we will be moving the COW meeting that we were supposed to have this evening to next Tuesday, and we'll work on that as well. So look for some updates on the logistics, but I'm assuming that it will be very similar to what we're doing this week. So again, thank you for your patience this evening, and unless there's anything else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Alder Michael will make a motion to adjourn.
Adams, seconds.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn for the evening. Is there any discussion on the motion? If none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? All right, we are adjourned at 7:09. Thank you, everyone.